So since 1900s, we've gained 30 years. I mean, it's pretty significant. I was recently reading of some researcher who is looking at data from Civil War soldiers and comparing their height, weight, physical illnesses to people, men the same age today. And it's really remarkable how much healthier we are in just this short amount of time. The height has gone up, the weight's increased. Now we're facing the problem of will this generation of children now not live as long as our life expectancy. But we've done really well in the past 100 years. And that's can be contributed to quite a few things. Our lifestyle, diet. Now that's changing, and we'll talk about that, how that's causing problems, which everyone I'm sure is aware of. And of course, advances in health care, that medications are available. Now cardiac illness is a chronic condition. A person who has a myocardial infarction now oftentimes lives through it. It's rare to hear someone dying from it, but if you can remember 20 years ago when a person had a heart attack, that was it. So there's been tremendous advances in cardiac treatment, which has increased longevity, probably more than cancer treatment, which has only increased our longevity a couple. So as far as changing demographics, as was just pointed out, now we have this big group of baby boomers born after World War II that are coming into old age, and so it's going to be a big challenge for health care and housing and to manage the population, and also to that the older population is getting older, and the fastest growing group is 85 plus. But also, if you can remember, if you think about this, that an 80-year-old today looks a lot different than an 80-year-old even 20 years ago. If you consider Alan Greenspan, I think he's probably in his early, I know he's must be close to 80 or a little over, and he's definitely still going, very capable. Just wrote that book. And the Rolling Stones, they're in their 60s. So it's a younger, the 80 of today is not the same as the 80 of, say, 15 or 20 years ago. But still, as far as life expectancy, I think I have this, I'll talk about this later, but the life expectancy is still about 115 years that humans can live. But the average age of life expectancy is increasing, and we'll get to that. So by 2030, 20% of the population is going to be over 65. So if you just think about being out and about and doing things, we're going to see a larger group of older people. So yeah, another statistics there, since 1900, the percentage of Americans older than 65 has tripled. So these are big numbers. So I have a lot of my numbers are from the last census, but yeah, this just came out. 1 in 4 Americans between 65 and 74 were working or looking for work when they did that. But a personal example, where I work, my kind of side job, I work as a nurse, and I work with a lot of people in their 60s and early 70s, and they're full-time on staff, and our work is mostly online or a lot of computer work, and I think it's probably really helped a lot of the people stay current in whatever's going on in the with technology. So it can be, yeah, I think it can keep people young. And then it keeps them, they have younger friends, you know, coworkers, so it connects them with a younger group too. Okay, here are some statistics for life expectancy. Although women probably are probably going to get closer to men as far as life expectancy as the women who took up smoking, like not this generation, but probably the one following, will probably, that may contribute to their not living as long, and some other lifestyle factors. So why do women live longer? And also, why do certain cultures have a longer life expectancy? I think we can learn from this information how to live our lives differently, or what changes to make. So here's some things to consider. Women have 2 X chromosomes versus men who have the XY. And so there's some debate whether this might be a protective factor for women. If there's a sex-related illness, there's the extra chromosome to cover. Now here are some women who I read about, sisters who have been fortunate to have good genes, and probably lifestyle is also a factor. Audrey, if you look to the right, the oldest one is Audrey, and she's 100. The next one is Charlotte, she's 97. Florence, the next to the last one on the right, she's 90, and Barbara's 83. And they live in the Midwest, and they're being studied. And I have a patient who is, he's 82 now, and I've been seeing him for about 5 years. And he makes me aware of this, how men don't pay attention to their physical state, but now how he does, how he keeps close attention to any changes in his body, and he goes to his doctor. And but in his earlier years, he had high blood pressure and was not aware of it, and he wasn't a stroke, but he had a kind of a crisis situation. So as he's getting older, he is taking on more of the feminine traits. Now here are some women who I read about, sisters who have been fortunate to have good genes, and probably lifestyle is also a factor. Audrey, if you look to the right, the oldest one is Audrey, and she's 100. The next one is Charlotte, she's 97. Florence, the next to the last one on the right, she's 90, and Barbara's 83. And they live in the Midwest, and they're being studied. Actually, the focus of this this article was, as we age, our personality remains the same, or the family dynamics remain the same. And they talked about how Barbara will always be the baby, and how Audrey, the oldest one, Audrey, was the bossy one or whatever. And so they still have those personalities, and when they get together, I guess the dynamic still comes through. And there were some other examples of a father and son who were both working, and the son was in his 70s and the father was in his late 90s, and how their relationship remained the same.